Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. How are you doing? Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and just trusting that this video would have something for you. If you are an oldie but a goodie, thank you so much for coming back again. Today, as you can see, we have a different background. I am back at home in Xoxo. I am Decembering. I'm on holiday. And you know what? I've been sitting with myself and a whole lot of different thoughts. And I thought, why don't I share some of those thoughts with you? When I look down, don't feel like, ugh, look at the camera. We want to talk to you. So I just thought I should get ready while we talk about life. We talk about 2019. We talk about the lessons that we are taking away from 2019, the things that we are leaving behind because ain't nobody got time. And significantly what the year has been for me and what I've learned along the way. So I just thought that we could catch up and we could talk about things that I'm taking away from 2019 or lessons that I've learned that I probably never vocalized. I'm going in with my foundation. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like a Bobbi Brown, the weightless foundation. I don't know how to apply makeup like I told you guys. So this is literally what I do. I go in with my fingers. That's when you know somebody can apply makeup actually. Oh my word, it literally looks like I'm a ghost on camera. Because I think I've burned since I arrived at home, because I wake up every morning at 5:30 to go for a run, and by the time I come back at 6:37 the sun is scorching hot, so I may have turned a bit. But anyway, you guys, I just want to speak. The first thing that I want to speak about is, or lesson number one, learning, or something that I've learned in 2019 is not to expect anything from anyone. And I know this sounds very harsh, or it sounds like that's unrealistic. How do you not expect something from a loved one that you trust, for example? But the truth of the matter is, I've learned that the more you expect from people, the more disappointed you'll get, because people are people and people will always disappoint you somehow, so for you not to be disappointed, it's always good to just not expect anything from anyone. In that way, I know it's a very almost like a way to safeguard yourself from disappointment, and in all honesty, that's what it is. I've had to deal with huge disappointments in 2018 from family and friends, and that has taught me to not expect anything from anyone. Nobody owes it to you to be good to you, you know what I mean? If you think about it, even though you are a person with the warmest heart and you're the nicest person on earth, it does not always mean that you will always get what you serve. Lesson number one is definitely do not expect anything from anyone. And maybe lesson number two is that just because you're good to people does not mean they will be good to you back. And I know this is very hard, especially when you're going through the process of disappointment from your loved ones, or you are genuinely just so disappointed by what they did or what they didn't do. But it just makes things easier for you. So if somebody comes through for you, you praise the Lord and you're thank you, God, this person was able to be nice to me. But also if they don't come through for you, then you sort of expect it. So and just because you have a heart of gold and you wish the best for everyone does not necessarily mean everybody wishes the best for you. And that's just life. That's just how it is. Lesson number three that I'm taking away from 2019 is to allow people to make their own mistakes. I'm saying this because I mentor a lot of young ones, young girls that come to me and they get very close to me, and we sort of walk through life together, and I give advices here and there, and some will come to me and tell me specific things that they need advice on. And you know what? I'm going in with my MAC Studio Fix powder. Guys, that was it for foundation. That's literally how I apply my makeup. So I'm not going to try to do anything extra. I'm just going to go with what I do all the time. So they'll come to me and like ask me for advice on like certain things that they're going through, or certain things, certain decisions that they want to make in life. And I'll always give my advice. Previously, I would like not take offense, but I'd really like take it to heart if somebody does not apply my advice. This year, I've really learned that you need to learn how to give people the opportunity to make mistakes. And in as much as that to somebody that's older, that's already sort of walked the path, it just seems like the most evil thing to do. People have the decision or the choice to make their own decisions, right? And in as much as you want to like give people advices, I mainly give advices because I don't want people making mistakes in order to learn. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can literally learn from other people's mistakes, and maybe that's also another lesson to put down. Sometimes you don't have to make the mistakes yourselves. I'm sure you guys have picked up by now, I'm left-handed, so makeup gets a bit tricky. Like this side is always perfect, this side is always like lacking. And yeah, so give people room to make their own mistakes. In my language, Sepedi sere motho kwa ka letlalo, meaning you literally feel something by your skin, and meaning you've sort of earned your stripes, right? So the one way for people to earn their stripes is to literally go through the experience themselves. Like allow people to go through the experience themselves and to literally like feel the pain for themselves, because sometimes when you are busy trying to protect them from making a certain mistake, they don't really get it, and they don't really learn from or take the lessons that you're trying to give them. So I think this year I've definitely learned that you need to allow people to make their own mistakes. I'm going to start going in with my eyeshadow now. And if you know what, actually, I think today I'm going to try a different color. As you guys can see, I have like my regulars, all these nudes here are like my regular colors. But I'm still going to go with this brown over here. There's like a very nice brown here. I'm going to go with this brown as my transition color. What the hell am I even saying? I don't know nothing about makeup. But basically, that's the first color that I'm just going to blend into my eyelid. Is that even what it's called? I think that's what it's called. You know what? Let's wing this. I got this brush from Cotton On. And guys, their brushes are really nice. I'm thinking of just buying the full set because they're really, 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 really nice and gentle on my skin. And they blend really well. So, yeah. The other lesson that I want to share with you guys is, it sort of ties in with the first one that I gave you, but this one is in relation to relationships. Like if you have, relationships, not even like rojola, like literally it can be with your family, it can be with your friends. In any relationship that you find yourself in, do not find yourself compromising your mental health for other people. And what I mean by that, this year and last year as well, I found myself having to decline attending certain events or going certain places with people, not because I'm like a snacks person and I don't want to mingle with other people, but I did that because at the time being around those people sort of gave me anxiety, like just thinking about being with those people. And it can obviously result from a lot of things, like if people have hurt you or you've sort of gone through a certain experience with those people and you sort of just don't feel safe around them anymore, and it happens that you now have to like gather with them and like sit with them, and it gives you anxiety. Give yourself permission. I don't know if you guys can see this brown, but listen, it's the one. Give yourself permission to not put yourself in such situations. Like, excuse yourself from the table. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about if you're at a dinner and you need to sort of excuse yourself to go to the bathroom, that's literally the philosophy that I'm going with here. Like, learn to excuse yourself from tables that tempers with your mental health. Like sometimes people give you anxiety. Just think about chilling with certain people and you literally feel like, oh my god, like I don't know how to act with these people, they literally like make me anxious. excuse yourself from the table, because that doesn't help you in any way. Like, even if people don't take it well that you maybe didn't come, or they don't take it well that you couldn't attend, learn to prioritize yourself. And that's maybe another lesson that I'm going into, that there's nothing wrong with prioritizing yourself and your mental health. And I know that as Black people, this is not something that we usually do, because we are just like all about people, you know, and that's all good and well, but there are certain situations that just don't serve you anymore. And certain situations, not even sometimes not anymore, but that just don't serve you. And give yourself permission to move from those tables, like to excuse yourself from those tables, in protection or in prioritizing your own mental health. I'm gonna go in with this orange right over here. It's a bright color. I've literally never done my makeup this bright, but let's see. I'm just gonna put it right here on the outer corner of my eye. Guys, I've never in my life, this palette is actually quite good. Like, I know nothing about makeup, but I do know that there's something called fallout and what it doesn't fall out, and it's pigmented, because I know that's like the other thing that people are obsessed with these days. Wow. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like, I'll get it right in this eye and all good and well, and then I'll move to the next one and I'll just mess everything up. So now I'm forced to mess this one up as well. And perhaps the last thing that I'm taking away from 2019 is to protect your peace at all cost. Tying in with the mental health one, like, sometimes we allow people into the corners of our spaces, and sometimes we allow people into the corners of our hearts, and we literally allow people to sort of be entitled to our spaces, even if it's to our own detriment, even if it means that like you're compromising your own peace in the process, even if it means that you are, you know, you're not at peace with the situation. Guard your own peace, because guess what? There's nobody else that's responsible to do that for you. If you are in a situation that does not give you peace and it makes you anxious again, like I said earlier, guys, I look like a Christmas tree. I honestly look like a Christmas tree. I'm just gonna blend this until Jesus comes home. Let me see. I'm gonna use this other brush. I'm gonna just blend. Yeah, you guys, like, protect your peace at all costs. Like, no matter what it costs you, protect that peace, because that's literally the only thing that you have. And yeah, like, ooh, what did I do? Oh my God, you guys, I literally ruined it. When you're sitting with yourself, by yourself, you need to be able to be comfortable with your own company. And you can only be able to do that if you are peaceful on the inside. If you are not peaceful on the inside, best believe that you will not be able to, which one am I going with? I'm gonna go in. So I'm gonna go in with this gold over here. It's like a shimmery gold color. I'm just gonna pack it on the lids like this. Yeah, protect your peace, guys. Your peace goes together with your mental health. Like, if you are not peaceful, on the inside of you, if you are not like at peace with situations, you will never like be able to be by yourself. And yeah, I think that is like very important. And maybe the next thing that I want to say is that it's okay for people to come and go in your life. You know, you're not tied to anyone. You're not a tree. You're not planted. It's okay for friendships to die out. It's okay for for you to not be close to certain people anymore, even though you were used to being close to them. It's absolutely okay. I think last year I sort of learned that lesson very harshly, that it's okay. Like, you don't have to tie people down to you. You don't own people, it's okay. Like, learn that everything has its own season, and that some friendships are not meant to be forever friendships for whatever reason. I'm literally just speaking about allowing yourself, giving yourself permission, to let things go and just be okay with it. And maybe another point that I want to pop up is give yourself permission to do whatever. Sometimes we are so hard on ourselves, guys, like, especially now that we are just trying to be adults. We are just literally trying to be responsible adults. We are trying to be responsible family members. You know what I mean? Like, we are so hard on ourselves. We don't give ourselves a break. Give yourself permission to feel what needs to be felt. Give yourself permission to cry if you need to cry. Give yourself permission to give up if you need to give up. Give yourself permission to let go if you need to let go. You know what I mean? Just give yourself that permission. I found that's the one thing that I told myself. Like, when I'm having quarrels within myself, I always say, Tooms, allow yourself to feel what's going on. And I've just recently told myself, you need to give yourself permission to be human. Give yourself permission to not be strong, for example. Give yourself permission to not be the strongest one in the group, because sometimes that's what it is. Like, you just want to be strong. Basically, what I'm saying is that sometimes it's okay to put yourself first before other people, because I think that's where a lot of our mental health is compromised. Our mental health is compromised when we want to put other people before us and we generally don't prioritize ourselves. I need a drink. This is all I've been drinking since I arrived here because it's so hot. Like, it's absolutely okay to be selfish with your time. It's absolutely okay to be selfish with your money. It's absolutely okay to be selfish with your resources, because sometimes some people in our lives are takers and they never want to give. Like, they will constantly take from you, but they will never ever put themselves down. And you also need to be able to pick up such people in your lives, people who are constantly taking and never giving. Guys. Oh, I messed up just a little. Guys, I know this video was all over the place. Yeah, you guys, that is it for the video. The makeup looks a little something like this. I don't know if you guys can see, but thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. I do know that I was rambling quite a lot because I was literally trying to put thoughts down. And sometimes I don't like planning what I'm going to say so that it's very authentic and that it comes from the heart at that point in time. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you take some of these lessons to your 2020 and that you got to hear where I'm at in my space. I hope you really liked it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. I am Tumi on Facebook and Twitter, and I'm Tumi the First on Instagram. And lastly, don't forget to do all the right things, and that is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Speaking of subscription, guys, we have just passed 420 subscribers. I cannot believe that I'm at 420 just before the end of the year. I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for showing me your love and support. From me, bye. See you in my next one.